I think it's time that we change our name, because we have an amazing history of being the Workers Educational Association. We were, groundbreakers in Australia around offering social and community education to blue collar workers, and that served us really well for 105 years. But we are now so much more than that, but we're kind of anchored by that at the same time. We have this amazing legacy, but at the same time we're anchored by Workers Educational Association. You can't go anywhere without somebody saying to you, my aunt, my mother, my sister, my brother, my uncle, my dentist's son did a course here, candle making or small mower maintenance or any of those sorts of things. And it's really hard to get people to understand that that is actually only a very small part of our business. It's a huge part of our legacy, but it's only a small part of our business. We're a much larger, diverse, complex organisation than just what we were 105 years ago. So in order for us to break out of that mould, in order for people to understand the energy and capacity and potential behind what we do now and what we intend to get done in the next 5 to 10 years, we need a new name. Changing the name of this company might be the scariest thing we've ever done, because we have to make the decision to actively break out of that mould without totally leaving it behind, because it's a part of our identity. Yeah. So one of the things that we tried to do in this is find a root word that allowed people to immediately identify that our role in the community has something to do with education, training, skills and knowledge. And so we decided to choose the word college to go in the name, because immediately it identifies that we have a position and a validity around the education and training that we offered. And so then we went through a lot of rigour to get to where we came up with the name. So that started with a core team reading and researching and actually having to do homework to get it done. We engaged with other stakeholders internally and externally. We asked staff to contribute their ideas, their thoughts. We had to do mind mapping. We had to follow our history. We had to identify what it was that we wanted to say in the name. Even if that started out as 6 sentences long, how do we get that down to a name? Then we did online workshops, and then we did face-to-face workshops. The new name for Workers Education Association, moving forward, is Atwea College. It ties us to the WEA in our name. It's a slight play on words with the amount of times that we get people who read our logos and ask us, what does WEA mean? So we might as well embrace that to a certain degree, but not only that, the word Atwea has a linguistic basis or foundation that we know works. It has a hard consonant, it has a soft ending, it has a lilt to it that is easy to say, but it is a non-existent word. So you can't really screw it up. It doesn't mean anything. It's not an acronym. It just is a word. Much like Rolex, much like Nike, they're just words. So Atwea College is what we are going to be moving forward. Our logo stays the same. The WEA or WEA exists. It's easily tied to it as we transition away from WEA to Atwea. And although our full name is Atwea College, and that's who we're going to be moving forward, eventually I perceive that we will just be known as Atwea. It is just our identity moving forward that Atwea is who we are, unified all together, up and down the Hunter and into the Mid North Coast and wherever else the organisation ends up. We're not geographically tied to any one particular place. It doesn't necessarily identify the Hunter or the Mid North Coast or wherever else it is that we're going to end up. Atwea is who we are no matter where we go.